Hey gang, Crystal Hive's live. It's Friday night. How's it going, everybody? Friday night means it's Champions Challenge night. So just gonna be chilling out, hanging out, talking about Keyforge. And as always, the scroller down bottom, use !fight, challenge me to a match, and you can choose any format. As usual, whenever people are just joining the stream, I'll just play a match or two just to get warmed up. Let's do a sealed match. That sounds interesting. Sure. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Let's see if anyone joins. Alright, nobody wants to join. Ooh. My sealed, so I'll just do a casual, I guess. Can't get comfortable. Get this thing out of the way too. There we go. Much better. Come on, someone take the bait. There we go. We got to take her. second. What do I have? Okay. They have a lot of steel, because I do have my Book of Malefaction in hand. They have a lot of steel that I want to get that out early, but they do not. They have almost exclusively Capture and Exalt. Excuse me. So I'm going to mulligan. And that's okay. This is probably the funniest Grimlockus God, Grimlockus ducks that I've seen. So he exalts twice. He's also got double capture on him. So I could just dump 4 amber on him. Unfortunately, this deck does not have any humble, or that would be a really cool card. Just put him in play next turn when he's ready. Just exhaust him and take all 4 off. Or sorry, 3 of the 4 off. Let's just go ahead and start with this. Pain reaction, and then drop a Lyco Fiend. So the deck I'm playing is Zhao, the Amber Sentinel of Trash Glade. So while I'm waiting for people to hop on and join the stream and throw challenges my way, I am just testing some 66 SAS decks for the next round of Cote. Or Coat. Coat 8? Coat 8? Coat 8? Coat 8? Oh, and if you'll look up top, I got a point up here. Yeah. Follower goal. We are over 100 followers and almost halfway to my subscriber goal of 25, which means the raffle for decks is going to happen tomorrow. So if you are a follower or a subscriber to my channel, and I mean currently, not in the past, I will put your name in a raffle, and you could potentially win a deck from, I'm going to raffle off 1 from each set. Talk more about that as more people join the stream. But let's go. Fangs of Gizelheart, get rid of the Engineer. Let's drop a Bulwark. And let's play Smite to ready and reap. Do it. Now what you need to do is do that.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
How you doing, Manadork? That works too. I've been slowly introducing stuff, so I'm just entertained that people are using the silly sound alerts I've added. I'm gonna go Saurian here. Let's start dropping some artifacts, and then a Grimlockus Ducks to capture there, and why not? Let's just split it, and then let's do defensive initiative. I think that's my favorite. I grew up a absolute Mortal Kombat fan. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. I actually have a very long list of brand new followers to add, so I'm gonna do that a little later. I'm counting 13, so it's gonna take a little bit of time to get through all those. I'm just gonna plow through them. Good old Saurian bullshit going on. Legionary, Odoak, Chant of Hubris. Yeah, just a lot of exalt, capture, and move Amber around. Perfectus Ludo, that's a pain in the ass, but let's go. Oh boy. What? How to do this? How to do this? Let's go this. I'm gonna drop Drekker to the left. Let's go then. Ooh. Trying to do this in the right order. I guess it ultimately won't matter. So I'm gonna go Gleeful Mayhem. That's gonna kill Drekker. I don't care. I don't really like Drekker. Get rid of Perfectus Ludo. It's at least gonna hit the ward. Let's get rid of Karkar. And then I'm going to Wail of the Damned to kill Perfectus. So now if I kill Odoak, I get all that amber. Oh, wrong adjustment lever. Floor just dropped out. Okay, let's try that again. That's much better. Oh man. Pan down a little bit again. There we go. Taunts like crazy on this Odoak. Jesus Christ. Okay. So if I'm just trying to think, I can just beware the Ides and nuke this Odoak, but I need to kill this Chan would be pretty easy actually. So let's go for that. So let's go Saurian. Let's just go ahead and start moving Amber off Grimlocus. Let's have Grimlocus fight that Chan. Let's beware the Ides to capture on Bulwark. Kill Odoak. Move one Amber there, get the rest. And then let's go Quintana. Or Quintina. Nothing fancy with logos here. I'm gonna have to deal with that babbling bibliophile. Mimic Gel makes a copy of Daughter. Okay. Well. I think I need to go with Sanctum. Let's put an Armageddon Cloak on Grimlocus Ducks. Let's play a... Actually, I'm going to Reap. And then I'm going to play a Smite on Grimlocus to fight right there. deal with that bullshit. Mr. Jupiter, what's up? How you doing tonight, man? I have to say that that Mars deck you sent my way is an absolute banger. I've been demolishing competitive queues on TCO with it. It's awesome. I had a game where an opponent hysteria'd my entire battle line back to my hand, and I had Key Abduction in hand, so I played Key Abduction without even having anything on the board because I had like 16 cards in hand. It's pretty great. Hey Conker, I've been doing well. It's been a, what's the best way to say it? It's been a frustrating week. It's not been a bad week. It's just been very busy, very frustrating. So it feels good that it's Friday leading into the weekend and I can just relax. Got my stream tonight and tomorrow. Got one of the RPGs I run on Sunday. So lots of good stuff this weekend. Yeah, and Jupiter 82s are the highest that I own. So I own an 82, then the one they traded me, an 81 and an 80, and those are my highest four. I did have a 94, but somehow it seems that 94 I used to have seems to have made it to your hands. Let's see. I'll answer your question about the lady. I just actually need to take my turn here. Calvin, I'm just gonna flat out fight Bibliophile. So let's go Saurian. Let's go ahead and just start peeling Amber off there. Reap. Fight. Pew. Saurian Egg. And Cornisan. We've not played in person yet. For both my wife and myself, it's been a very busy week. So she doesn't want to fuck around with the Italian at all, even though her heritage is Italian. She can't speak it. But I'm going to English proxy the whole deck for her. So there's no annoying delay of like looking up what each card is, because she hasn't played as much as I, or anywhere near it. So just having those English copies in the deck would be better for her. But we might get a couple games in this weekend or sometime next week. Now, are you lurking, or are you waiting to queue up and challenge me? I gotta get this pointing right. Yeah, there's the fight scroller. I've been riding a little high this week. I'm 3-0 in the Cote 8 League right now, so someone's got to bring me back down to reality. Ooh, boy, that's a fun combo. So I've got Troubadour with a Whale of the Damned, and I can afford him currently. See what my Amber does with my opponent does with my Amber. Hell yeah, lurking from afar, you're ootin' a boot. I guess I'll allow you to preemptively reserve a spot. I'm just going to start chiming through a lot of these alerts. I got a lot of things to catch up on. So JDG314, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Crystal Hive. played a Spartasaur, so yep. I say, honestly, I'm okay. I mean, it gives them a key, but my Saurian is really what I want to play out of right now. And I still do have the 3 Amber to pay for Troubadour. The problem is... Ooh, actually... Never mind. It's not going to work the way I thought. But I still do need to go Dis. So I'm going to play a Dominator, play a Troubadour. I am actually going to save the Whale of the Damned and nuke Spartasaur. So I'm going to drop a Cinder on the left. Yeah, let's go Whale of the Damned to hit Spartasaur, get that threat off the board. Let's do a Saurian Egg, missed. And then a Bone Saw to the right. Yeah, luckily my wife and I both have our own vehicles. If we were a single vehicle home, I don't think I could stream on Fridays because she works much later than I do. I lucked out in my job. We have working lunches, so I have a work day that is much shorter than most, despite following all the appropriate employment laws. So it's a really nice deal. I definitely prefer that over the usual like 9-hour work day to make up for your 1-hour lunch break or your 30-minute with 2 breaks. Yeah. Use the appropriate word. You are her chauffeur. Does she sit in the back and make you, does she call you Jeeves? Turn right here, Jeeves. I want something to eat. Oh boy. Well, I think I just stay in Saurian. So let's go use the egg. Nothing. Let's reap. Monument. Let's do damage to Troubadour, sure. And let's go ahead and put Ludo to the left. Let's do a Chant of Hubris. Let's move 1 Amber there. Let's move an Amber to my pool. And let's go ahead and fight, right? Why not? Let's go. Let's trigger Armageddon Cloak first. Pop an Amber there. Hey, no shame in that, right? I tell my wife all the time I have aspirations to be a stay-at-home dad. And throughout COVID, I've been very lucky and very fortunate to have a job that supports me working from home when I want to or need to. And a couple weeks ago, I started working out of the office again, but I was able to mostly work from home for the better part of almost a whole year. And it was took a lot for me to get used to going back to the office again, because it was really nice just working in my pajamas and being able to cook for lunch and all kinds of other stuff you can't normally do at work. I'm gonna go Sanctum, use the egg. Just keep failing on that egg, that's fine. It's getting me through my deck. Drop a Book of Malefaction. Drop a Champion Anafiel. All kinds of taunt in this deck, I love it. And let's hit a Shoulder Armor on Bonesaw. I'm gonna Smite. First I gotta capture on Smite, so I'm gonna capture on... Who should I capture on? Let's put on Cornicen. I'm gonna have Trubaru fight into Edai. And then I'm gonna have the Smite. I'm gonna have Trubaru again go and fight Bibliophile. I'm just trying to kill this Trubaru. And I'm gonna ready all my knights, which at this point is just one. And then reap. Well, retired military, so thank you for your service. Yeah, staying at home, honestly. Oh, you're fine. No problem. I'm in the middle of this match anyway. It'd probably end in 5-10 minutes, but yeah, with work, I'm not a workaholic by any means. Like, I can shut work off the minute quitting time comes. I'm done with work. I don't even think about it till the next morning. But I constantly need to be working in order for me to be happy. So even if I were retired or a stay-at-home, I love Mortivis's term of fun employed. Like, I'm gonna use that if that's ever relevant. I love just having projects and things to do, so I don't think I could ever properly fully retire. I have too many side projects I need to work on. I guess not need to, want to. Boy. I think I'm gonna go Dis. Let's drop a Lyco Fiend to the left. Let's go ahead and do a Waking Nightmare, just to keep them off a key for a turn. Then Trubaru is going to reap. Bonesaw is going to reap. I don't want to reap with Cinder just yet. I'm going to use Dominator Bauble to have Cornison capture 2. I'm trying to capture tempo here. Let's use the Dino, strike out on that, and they concede. GG. I'm curious what my opponent's deck was rated. Oh shit! Wait a minute. The Man Who Multitasks Marble. It's a power 2 with 8 chains. It's got a competitive, or at least a chain-bound record of 14-7. And it's a 79, and I just beat it with a 66. Huh. I think I might have to play some more of this deck. Because, I mean, it felt good. It felt pretty damn good. Especially with the Curiosaurus and Armageddon Cloak. I could just keep peeling amber off my creatures. I think Senator Quintina is a little rough, but it does force my opponents to reap. And then generally, it looks like I'm wanting to fight them. And then I'm gaining my amber by killing them after they reap. So it's an interesting playlist, or playline. Cool. That was a fun game. Oh, I am one of all people that knows that SAS is not everything. Especially with a higher scoring deck, like if we take the 79 SAS, people usually filter initially to look at those decks, but then if you look at that competitive record of that deck, that might not have been the actual owner, might have been someone who was just looking to buy or trade for it, might not have a lot of experience playing it, or, which rarely happens, I might have just had really good draw luck and been able to outpace them. But I think I did a pretty good job of maintaining the board because they didn't have a lot of amber pips. So once I kept on pace of the board, then bye-bye. I'm going to keep going through off-stream alerts. So Edoxy, thank you for the follower. I'm going to get these all out of the way. YMK82. I'm just going to spam straight through them. The Captain 26. MW Smith 1980. Hopus Lenome, I love that. Arlie M. Mediator J. If you actually are a mediator, thank you. Sleepy Bear 1987. Fabled Alpaca. I've heard about you. Fran Newell, I want to say that's how you pronounce it. Sir Robin 77. I'm just kind of like, and Sir Robin ran away. And T-Zarf, or Zarf. Thank you to all of you for your follows. It helps a lot and skyrocketed me past my 100 follower goal. So we'll be having the deck raffle tomorrow at the end of my live stream. All right, so who's gonna challenge me? Who's gonna try and take me down? I was joking with my wife that if she won, since I'm doing it on live stream, that way there's no question, oh shit, he rigged it. But if her name is in the drawing, I'm just like, well, you saved me $5 on shipping. Boo boo boo. It is way too hot in here. That should be better. That's fair. You can just go all the way back, watch my entire VOD archive, and you'll learn how to play. I actually did do... I would make a video on how to play on TCO, but at this point, I feel it's just better just kind of like you've been doing. Load in a random game, do a beginner queue, and just throw caution to the wind and try and learn that way. Oh damn! I was actually just queuing for a competitive to just fuck with my time. But what? We have a challenger. I need to get a wrestling bell. Ding ding ding. All right, what's our format, Mark? I mean, honestly, so I mess up playing on stream all the time. Yeah, so I mess up on stream all the time. And where I play and like really quote unquote shine is like moderate stress level. So, cue that to a little bit of my not social anxiety, but just my generalized anxiety. So if I've got a little bit higher than normal anxiety, I have zero anxiety while playing while streaming because I'm just doing it to hang out with people and play a game I really enjoy. But like during the Cote 8 League, Vault Tours, all kinds of shit, then when my stress is higher, I play much better. So you get to watch me play all my mistakes is what I'm saying, Manadork. So you get to learn from them without making them yourself. And hello, Jupiter. I'm gonna go private. Alright, this one is for Mark. Mark has challenged me. And we're doing 66 SAS, prepping for this round of Cote 8. Well, actually, sorry, next round of Cote 8. This will be a fun match because Mark is playing a deck that I traded him. I think I traded it to him in, what was it, Age of Ascension? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. I do it all for you, Manadork. There he be. Challenger has arrived. Close that. I'm gonna try and do something in the background here for a second.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Bum. Library. Here we go. Did I trade it to you that early? Anyway, just do it! Explosion, the Honestly Iron is the deck that he is playing. Very fast deck. Witch of the Wilds for some house cheating. Full Moon gets some really good use. EMP Blast for some artifact control. There is an okay amount of stealing in there. There's not a ton. There's too much to protect. So the struggle here is I need to balance Book of Malefaction going out so I can get use out of it, but I don't want to play it too early and get it caught with an EMP blast before he needs to start stealing. That being said, looks like I'm playing it. Okay, let's go Sanctum Book. I mean, if you hated money, you'd be ordering Mass Mutation displays, because those are more expensive. Because I think you can get a pretty decent Coda display for what? Anywhere between 60 and 70 bucks. I do think Call of the Archons is probably the best set to start splurging on and learning from. It's most pared down. Yeah, so 55 sounds. I would buy a box for 55. I'm gonna go Dis because I got no other options right now, so I'm gonna hit Marauder and Tunk and leave that stunned duder out. My cat's just staring at me. Hi. She knows it's almost mealtime, so she's lurking. Alright, so he drops double Seeker Needles. The annoying thing is he can get really good use out of the Seeker Needles because there is a bad penny in the deck. He's not going to get much use out of it against me. I do have a warrant counter. I love Book of Malefactions so much. Passive purging. So I am actually going to use... Let's go ahead and go Saurian. It's Sagittarius Gaze to exalt their monument to just do damage, but then I'm gonna purge it and take that amber. Yeah, you got modded, man. I am pretty strict in my chat about any type of references toward genitalia. So just keep that in mind. Mark's getting mad because I'm not playing any creatures. So I'm gonna go... I'm gonna stay in Dis, go Waking Nightmare, and then Pain Reaction. Jupiter, if you're still lurking, are you... would you like to reserve the next game? After Mark gets thoroughly frustrated with my fact that I'm not playing a lot of creatures right now because I'm not drawing them. Alright, I think now's the time to start dropping some Saurian. So let's go right there. Grimlockus. Capture one there. And then I'm going to... Actually, I'm not going to capture anything right now. Because he doesn't have anything to capture. And yeah, so I mean... I want to clarify, I'm not pissed or anything. I just don't like my chat being linked to any type of potentially misconstrued comments, sexual or otherwise, even if that's not the intent. So that's why I'm pretty strict about that one. That's a hard boundary that I'm not willing to budge on. Swearing and everything, I don't fucking care. but any references of those sort, whether intended or not, I just like to keep out of my channel. Okay, that's the artifact I was looking for. I always confuse Monument Octavia and Monument to Ludo. So I need to... Oh boy. What to do here? I think I'm gonna go Sanctum. I need to start getting rid of some of these Sanctum cards, so I'm gonna drop Armageddon Cloak there. Let's Smite. Right there. And then let's Smite right there. Yeah, he's just gonna skyrocket here. Let's go Saurian to Quintina, Curiosaurus, Ludo. I'm just gonna reap and reap. Actually, I'm gonna use that to capture 2, and then let's use that to capture 1. Keep him off a key, put me in check. The annoying thing is he's not stealing, so I don't have the Book of Malefaction to purge Bad Penny. So he could just keep calling shadows and keep nuking her with these Seeker Needles and get 2 amber per turn. I know that Explosion doesn't have a full board clear. It has a nice artifact clear. Has some ways to exhaust and do some damage to the board, but ultimately I'm not worried about that, to be honest. So I want to just try and really mitigate the amber he's gaining and try and stay ahead of pace. And I think this deck is able to do that for the most part. Yeah, you're just Grasping Vines. So Explosion, the deck that Mark's playing, does have some artifact hate, which isn't terrible against this deck, but it does make it a little rough. Okay, Whale of the Damned. So let's go blue key. And I think I need to go, let's go Dis. Let's drop the Lyco Fiend, Dominator. Let's go Gleeful Mayhem. So nuke him, steal 1. Nuke her. Nuke Bad Penny, nuke Witch. Let's trigger there. Put Bonesaw out and reap. And end turn. Queue you up. Go ahead and do exclamation fight. I gotta find a way on my end to make an actual queue. But that'll remind me that you're next. Boo 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 boo! All right. Let's see. He's probably gonna EMP blast here. No, Grabber Jammer. Okay. Do have a large Saurian turn coming up, so let's go Saurian. Curiosaurus. Monument to Octavia. Monument to Ludo. Let's go Prefectus Ludo. Let's go Beware the Ides to capture 1 on Bonesaw. Let's kill Grabber Jammer. Let's go Saurian Egg and Reap. Check at 6. Awkward time to get Troubadour, because if I do Forge... Oh, there's the EMP Blast. If I do Forge, I'm not going to be able to play him, so I'm probably going to discard him. Maybe. Maybe. I think Sanctum's going to give me the best play here. Because I'll be able to reap, if he doesn't drop any creatures, I'll be able to reap twice. Because I'll ready from call to action, and then I can ready with smite, fail to fight, and then reap. Okay, stunned my Saurian Egg, which the Saurian Egg, at least right now, is probably a smoke and mirror. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have no way to capture. So I am going to go Sanctum because I do need to try and keep pace. So let's go Bulwark to the left. It's Call to Arms, just to ready. Let's Reap. And I'm going to Smite with... because I have to fight. So I'm going to Smite with Grimlockus. And I'm at check 7 of 6. So he did beat me to the second key here. Oh, speaking of merch, fun news. So I'm going to be adding some new items to my merch store. Hopefully tonight, so they'll be available starting tomorrow during the stream. Going to be adding a extra large gaming mat. So anyone who serves as a mouse pad. But the fun thing about that is those can double as an extra long, extra wide playmat for Keyforge. So keep that in mind. And also blankets and a tank top. So lots of shit to choose from. Oh boy, I think I need to go Saurian. So let's move an Amber from Grimlockus to Bad Penny. Remove the stun there. Let's have Prefectus fight. Reap there. Let's hit that and ward those. It's Orion! What's up? I gotta get much better at my stream back end stuff. Because I want to put a queue, like an active queue on. I don't know why I'm pointing at screen. You can't see what I'm pointing at. But an active queue that'll show up on stream of who's next in line. I'll have to talk to some of my Keyforge friends to see who's more, what's the word? Savvy, I guess, with programming to see if that's possible to do. So if I go Saurian, I've got 2 Amber potential. If I go Dis, oh boy. This is weird. I'm in a tight spot here. So let me go Dis because I'm gonna use the egg, strike out. Should I play Troubadour? I'm gonna play Troubadour. Let's go to the left. I'm gonna pop Drekker to the right. Nice trick is my opponent has to basically outright kill Saurian Egg and do 6 damage to it because the armor... actually, does armor block that? I don't think armor blocks that, so I'm gonna ignore what I'm talking about. We're gonna go right, and I'm gonna capture an Amber on Troubadour. And let's have Bonesaw. Let's have Bonesaw Reap. I've not seen a deck be able to slow Explosion down this much, so I'm quite happy with it. The Grimlockus Ducks with Armageddon Cloak is a stupid combo. Not immune to bouncing or any type of return to hand effect, but if a deck doesn't have that ability, it's pretty stupid. Yeah, so they just triggered the Armageddon Cloak. And he has played his Too Much to Protect. So I'd need to get it at least 7 amber. Because if they play in Untamed, they can steal 1 from Ritual Balance. If I leave the Witch of the Wilds on the board, they could play 1 out of turn, so they could steal 2. So I'd be most comfortable at 8. He's not played any Miasma yet. So I gotta be wary that the Miasma is coming when I hit checkmate here. So I'm gonna go drop my Dominator Bauble. I'm going to Reap with Drekker, steal 1. I'm gonna fight with Bonesaw, just to keep that house cheating off. And then it's Reap, Cinder with Taunt. I might as well go over here. I'm gonna use the egg. Strike. Ooh, I hit one. I hit one. Let's get Octavia to the left. And then I think I save this. I buy in myself another turn. Because I misplayed it. What I should have done is I should have killed True Brew if I was going to do it. I guess it wouldn't matter because I don't have Curiosaurus out. So ignore me. Erase all of that commentary. None of that happened. Yeah, that's perfect. That was my hope, is that the Miasmas were clogging his hand and that he would play at least 1 to try and get the Amber gain. So now I think I just keep calling Dis at this point, because I can Reap with Drekker, steal 1, Reap with Bonesaw, Reap with Brabble. Cinder can, well, actually, Troubadour can Reap. Dominator Bauble will have Cornicen capture 2. Cinder will Reap and hit Brabble. Make him lose 1. And then, just to keep shit off the board, I might as well clog his hand with a Wail of the Damned on Bad Penny. And then we'll probably see the second Miasma here, unless it's his absolutely last card in his deck. And then I just need to try to keep him off check at least. Man, this Zhao deck is mean. Alright, I love baseball, Jupiter, so you're on deck. Get ready. What's our format? What are you challenging me to? I think I just keep calling Dis. I have a really good Dis loadout right now. So let's go Lyco Fiend, Reap with Drekker, Reap with Bonesaw, Reap with Troubadour. Dominator Bauble is going to have Cornicen fight. And then Cinder is going to Reap and kill my Lyco Fiend to steal another 1. Checkmate at 17. I understand a little bit of that lingo, Because what All-In Royale Rumble no DQs is, yeah, I mean that's professional wrestling, right? So, are you coming to Colorado? Or am I going East Coast to make this happen? Okay, just letting Crucible do its tracking. We're good. And if that lingo is not an actual wrestling reference and it's a Keyforge reference, that went right over my head. So let me know what we're playing. I'm checking, actually, I have a game that I played yesterday for the Kote 8. And I wanted to see... My opponent played very slowly, and I was curious what the breakout for the time of turns was. And yeah, they accounted for 2/3 of the time in the match. 24 minutes total to my 10 minutes. Oh man, Mark, I felt bad, but I didn't feel bad because I really love this list for the 66 bracket. Okay, so let's see. Bring anything I want. I'm not gonna bring anything that I've played a ton of. I want to play some decks that I'm a little less familiar with but want to get more familiar with. Okay, let's do this. New game. No spectators. It's not nice. Okay, we'll see what I can do. This is for you, Jupiter. Yeah, so Mark, that really honestly wasn't me playing / counterplaying Explosion. That was what that deck does, and it bullies the board and then relies on Curiosaurus. And then I just dump all my Amber on one creature. It's going to be a little different if my opponent has... oh yeah, you're fine. So it plays a little differently if my opponent has bounces, so like Hysteria, Lights Out, Nature's Call, all that kind of stuff. But when my opponent doesn't, I just stack all that shit on Grimlockus Ducks, dump an Armageddon Cloak on him, and by then the game's usually over. So I just hide all my Amber on there, and then as needed, use the Monument to Ludo to peel stuff off and dump it in the common pool. So it does some pretty nasty stuff with Amber manipulation. So I think that's the one I've been testing a lot of. It's more consistent than the other decks I've been testing. Pop over here, see what's going on with Jupiter. Okay, I'm going to mulligan. That's worse. Okay. Starts with a Raider. Sure. Drop the Daughter. Play Graft. Discard. Yeah, that takes care of everything there. So I'm going to... Ooh. upgrades there yet. I'm gonna go Star Alliance. Let's drop a Kirby. Put a Light of the Archon there. Let's put a Quadricorder on Vinda. And why not? Let's put Chief Engineer out. He's not crucial to this deck, but it does help if this Kirby gets knocked off the board. Exiled. Okay, that's meh. So let's go Untamed. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, let's go and pop them to the right. The question is, I need to check their, let's see, what artifacts. They do have Data Forge with E-Die, so I mean the quad E-Dies can set up that Data Forge super easily. Customs Office. So I mean, Customs Office isn't amazing. Not quite in this matchup, but I'm gonna go ahead and just drop all my creatures there. It's in Battle of the E-Dies, because I got a double E-Die, he's got a quad E-Die. Ooh, and Anomaly Exploiter, so that's going to be a little rough. Oh no, here comes the shark! Ooh, it does not... Okay. Doesn't get to keep triggering. So I think I go Untamed here. I'm gonna hit the Fittest. Let's have Rustnar fight there. Rustnar fight there. Let's Reap and Reap and turn. And now I'm sitting on an interesting hand, so curious what ends up getting played there. Okay, so he's got a deck that relies on very little creatures staying on the board, so I do need to Reap when I'm able. Bam, sack of coins. What was that, 7 damage? Gonna go Logos. So let's go Entropic Swirl. Hit that Ronnie. Babbling Bibliophile. Yeah, let's go Hapsis. E-Die. To Archive a Quant, and then another E-Die. The double E-Die was a bit rough, but sorry, especially with the hand I had. Plays another sack of coins. It's got 2 sacks of coins. Okay, 2 Trust No Ones. So I've seen both of those 2 pairs. Interesting. He's gonna give me Logos. He's gonna give me Logos. If I Mimicry, can steal 1. This is an interesting choice. If I play Star Alliance, I think I need to go Logos. Not going to take my archives because I don't want to decrease his key cost, but I'm going to drop my other quant. Reap with Babbling Bibliophile, draw absolute shit, and then reap. He's just gonna keep giving me Bibliophile here. So I'm gonna go Logos. Not take my Oh, do I take my archives here? Oh, fuck it. Let's just screw around. I think I take my archives. So let's go Quant. Reap. 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 And reap. To then one, two, three, four, five, six. So I can't kill Thero, but I can kill Brockus if I mimicry. Oh boy, this is a weird choice. I'm gonna play mimicry because I don't think there's gonna be many more good opportunities for that. So I'm going to Phalanx Strike, Brockus, do it again. I'm going to, and then nuke Brockus. So check at 10 of 7. Thorn Plasmate, so that's probably going to take out the Bibliophile or an Edeye. No, hitting the Hapsis because it's got Amber on it. Here come the Edeyes though. Yep, there's one. Data Forge, so just getting the Amber. Hit the blue key. I think I just keep abusing Logos here. So Logos, Reap, draw 2. Reap, Reap, let's go. The Fittest. Reap with Quant again. Let's play Stealth Mode. And then Reap with Hapsis. Check at 8 of 8. And he can't play actions. Because Logos, so here's going to come another Edeye. There it is, and a discombobulator. So my keys are what? Cumulatively +2, +2, so +4. And I can't steal. Boy. I just keep abusing Logos, get the card advantage here, so Reap with Bibliophile. Groupthink, Hapsis, Reap, Reap. have much to play out of hand that are actions other than Cauldron Boil, which is not gonna be a good card to play. So Reap. I'm just gonna play Red Alert to get rid of it. Check at 13. Double can't steal. The annoying thing is I don't have really any amber control. My amber control are my Edis. So I just need to race, which is why I've just been calling Logos. So I'm gonna keep calling Logos because I just need to outpace him. He did just shuffle, so he could potentially hit his Data Forge again. What creatures do I have out here? I do have an Edi in the... Okay. So if I Reap with a Quant, I can play this Regrowth and add an Edi to my hand, play an Edi out, and archive that Cauldron Boil. I do not want to use Groupthink Tank's ability, so I'm just going to Reap with Quant. I don't have anything to play with them. Reap with Edi. Hapsis is going to fight an Edi. Draw a card. And I'll just play that Red Alert to get it out of my hand. Reap with... Okay. I'm 1 amber short. But if I didn't kill that Edi, I would have been, I think, 3 amber short. This is a testament to, if you have a house that's doing what it's supposed to be doing and your opponent can't stop you from using it, just keep calling that house. Because I'm getting, if I just fully Reap, I'm getting 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 card, or sorry, 8 amber, 2 card draw. If I fight with my Hapsis that's warded now, I'm getting 7 amber, 3 card draw if I kill with Hapsis. So, calling Logos is pretty good. I'm lucky that he does not have anything currently to... okay, so just fought one of my Edis. Doesn't have anything currently to prevent me or house lock me or anything. It's probably gonna kill this Hapsis here. Yep, there we go. But that did just bring me in the check at 7 of 7. Exalt, and then what's he's going to probably use Thero again to capture one. It looks like he readied Paraguardian. Does he have a play I'm not aware of? Took out my Bibliophile. Bibliophile did work this game, thank you. The Raider, the Raider Gallon. And a Tribute. Yeah, that's why he readied Paraguardian. Okay. If he gets to 7 here, I'm in trouble. Woof. So I think this is where I go. Oh man, this sucks. I think I still go logos. I think I do take my archives. So I want to fight this Raider Gallum. Reap with Quant. Reap with Quant. I want to use that, do a bunch of damage. I want to play Cauldron Boil. And then Zap, I guess? And check at 15 of 7. If he's got a Data Forge, he could potentially beat me if he has draw. But I'm not quite sure not what all options he's got. He's got 2 of his 4 Eat Eye there. So he could no, because if he's playing creatures, he would have played Trust No One before he played these creatures. Woof! That was a very close one. Actually, that was a fun game. I really liked that one. Oh, I'm all pumped. I'm 2-0. Okay. It's right around the halfway mark for my stream. I'm going to take my 5-minute break real quick and give you all a couple minutes to think of how you're going to try and kick my ass. So, hoping to have at least one person queued when I get back. So just follow the scroller down here, exclamation fight to put your name in the ring, in the list to challenge me, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, before I even hit it. All right, Orion, you are next. Give me a couple minutes, and that'll give you some time to think about our challenge. we're back. Orion, you are... Boom, 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 boom. Orion's MIA. I got ways of finding you. Highest creature count. Oh man, it's gonna be so cool. Okay. I've got some shitty decks that have a really high creature count. Okay. Give me a second to load all my decks in. Highest creature count. That's why I love this Champions Challenge night. It's just... let's see, creature count. Constraints. How the fuck do you search for that on decks at Keyforge? There we go, creature count. Minimum, I know I've got some over 20, so let's do minimum of 20. And just keep going from there. I'll find it. I think I have a deck that's near 30. There we go. 27. I hope this isn't a mass mutation deck because I don't want to try and find it in my collection. No, we're good. Okay, we're good. I have 27 creatures. Copy game link. There's your link. This is... I'll pull up the deck list here. Pompous Clyde Gunner. Triple Titan Guardian with Candle Unit. So lots of fun ability for draw. Double Odoak, double Questor Jarda. Questor Jarda's okay. I know some people really like him. I don't. I usually only exalt Questor Jarda if it's going to push me in the check. But let's do this. Okay. Aldra the Malcontent Scholar versus Pompous Clyde Gunner, and they are both Worlds Collide decks. He does have double Harbinger with a Desania. He also has Candle Unit. The trick is... Ooh, Candle Unit with Mimic Gel, so he could double Candle Unit. Okay. I'm going to keep hand because there's not a lot of good choices for a mulligan with this deck at least. Let's see what he draws. So I'm going to go Brobnar. Let's just drop this little Rapskull. Must fight, so I'm going to go Logos. I almost hit Saurian there. Let's go Titan Guardian. Candle Unit. Let's go Edai to the left. And Archive. Sure. Either has Desania early or he doesn't, and I don't think he's going to try and play it this early. Who knows? Motherfucker. It's like he heard me. I was like, I don't think he's gonna Desania. No, he totally did. Okay. I don't really want little Rapskull to stay on the board because I do want them to reap so I can get Candle Unit. So I'm gonna go Brobnar. I'm gonna start with a Calfine to the right. Gotta drop a Ganger Chieftain. Have Calfine fight here. Take out a couple there. Let's go Mog Hunter. And then I'm going to have little Rapskull fight into Edarome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. I'll fight into whatever. So he could choose here to take out Candle Unit if he reaps with Edarome. This is going to be a slog fest. We both have at most 9 cards that have Amber Pips, because creatures don't generally have Amber Pips unless they're mass mutations with enhancements. And both these are World Collide decks, so yeah, this is going to be a long slog. I think this has a Spartasaur. So we both have some board clears. I get 2 cards. Nice. And he has no Saurian, so I'm okay dropping Spartasaur. Because that will kill everything except for my board. There's going to go probably my Candle Unit and Edai. Called it. It's like I play this game or something. Sure, Logos, why not? Let's go self-bolstering Automaton, and then a Neutron Shark to hit. I do not like being house-locked. Let's go get rid of Ganger. Let's do this again. So let's get rid of Edarome. Let's get rid of, let's see. Let's just keep hitting Automata. Then let's hit Ganger, Automata. Cool. I love this little duo because I can just keep hitting my Automata and then keep hitting my opponent. So for those that weren't watching earlier, my merch is going to get a nice update probably tonight into tomorrow morning. And I'm going to be adding some new items. So be sure to, during the stream tomorrow, check out the merch channel. I'm going Saurian, so we're going Golden Spiral, Spartasaur, Odoak, another Odoak, and an Imperium to ward those Odoaks. Orion's just like, oh shit, I forgot about Spartasaur. Because the nice thing is I can just hit my self-bolstering Automata and just nuke the board whenever the hell I want and only keep my Saurian. So I am, though, going to stay in Saurian because I do want to get some board presence here. Let's go Shrix to the right. Let's go ahead and put an Amber on her. I'm going to Reap and Reap because this is going to be a Reap battle. Old Boomy. Who do I want to get rid of? I need to get rid of creatures that can, kill Spartasaur. So I'm just going to Reap a Spartasaur. I'm going to Golden Spiral. Yeah, I'll just have Automata fight and hit and Furnace, move to the left. Oh geez. What is it asking me to trigger? Spartasaur. Oh, I just gotta keep hitting this bullshit. So stupid. Okay. Infinite loop. I found an infinite loop. Woof. Cancel prompt. Oh Jesus, I think we found a game state. What? I broke the game. Hold on. I gotta keep. I don't think there's a way out of this. Hold on. I think I created an unplayable game state. I can't cancel prompt. I don't know what we do. Has anyone ever had this happen before? I can't cancel prompt. I could just keep triggering this. I don't know why it keeps triggering. Because how many creatures did he lose? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lost 5. And it keeps, it's a replacement effect, right? So so there's nothing. So let's try this. Hold on. Move it to the discard. I'm gonna manually move it out. Exhaust it, modify tokens, add 1 Amber. Oh my god. Oh boy. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. I think I got it. I think I got it. Hey, we got it. End turn. Struggle bust there. We're good. So I think that infinite loop, what ended up happening was my Spartasaur triggered and oh yeah, definitely So what ends up happening, so Spartosaur is supposed to kill everything that's non-dinosaur, but I don't think it's properly registering that self-bolstering automata is a instead, so it's a replacement effect. So I don't think it was properly accommodating the replacement effect, and it kept trying to trigger Spartosaur, which, rough. So I'm gonna go Saurian because he is going to be triggering this Harbinger next turn. So I'm just gonna go Reap. Let's Reap. I'm gonna fight there. Reap. I'm not going to Exalt. Let's Reap. Not going to Exalt. And let's use that to Reap. I'm gonna discard the Spartosaur, or sorry, not Spartosaur, Broodon Auxiliary. I did want to take Spartosaur off the board there because I knew he was gonna Reap. And I don't know why I Reaped with Odoac before killing the Blood Shard Imp, but I think I was just on autopilot, honestly. Interesting. Oh, because it didn't take any damage, so it's not going to trigger that. So let's go blue. I'm just going to go Logos. And let's drop some cards. So while this match is going, no one's currently in the fight queue. So if anyone wants to join the fight queue, look at the scroller that's going. Do !fight, get yourself in the queue, and let me know what format you want to play. Got time for, realistically, probably three more games. All the conditions to be met in order. I think we're gonna go Brobnar. Let's play an Ire Staff. Then I'm gonna go Volcano. I mean, that's gonna hurt my board, but it is going to bump up my automata. Then let's go Calfine to the right. Let's go Alaka. No one fought, so she's coming exhausted. And then let's just put damage on Flame Wake Shaman. So the debate we're having here, I guess it's not even a debate, just conversation. Self-bolstering, it's such a weird word. Automaton is what I want to say, but automata. It's destroyed effect. If you have any other creatures in play instead, so it's a replacement effect of destroying self-bolstering automata, fully heal it, exhaust it, and move it to a flank. If you do, give it 2+1 power counters. So what happens here, and this is if you play in person, because TCO does handle it properly, You must succeed at meeting each of those conditions. So you must fully heal it, you must exhaust it, and move it to a flank. If it's on a flank and it's the only creature in play, it can still be moved. But if it's the only creature in play, it's not going to have its replacement effect anyway. So the trick here is if it has no damage on it, it can't be fully healed, so you don't end up adding the +2 power counters. So you can't, if you heal 0, that's not being considered being healed. It can be targeted to be healed, but it isn't actually healed unless it actually heals damage, if that makes sense. I hope. I am going to stay with Brobnar. We're going to Ire Staff my Automata, play Gron 9 Toes, Calfine is going to reap, Alak is going to reap, and Flamewake Shaman is going to reap. So I'm at check 8 of 6. And if anyone has any questions about Automata, shoot it up in chat. I will also put a card here on the in chat so people can read the text appropriately. So the context again with Automata is really just comes into the rule of something must have damage on it in order for it to be healed. So you can always target any creature regardless if they have damage, but they're not considered healed unless they do have damage on them. Oh, the War Grumpus. That was nasty. Okay. Makes me lose 2 amber because of fights. Here comes a 3rd loss of amber. So barn raising is kicking my ass right now. I think I just need to go Logos. Let's go Titan Guardian, Titan Guardian. Fight with Automata. Or I keep saying that name so different. I'm gonna get rid of this War Grumpus. Try to at least. And then put both my Guardians in the center. And then so this case with self-bolstering Automata, I'm just going to call them self-bolstering, because I was already exhausted, because I was the one that initiated the fight and caused it to be destroyed. Because it's already exhausted, I'm failing to meet that exhausted condition. So that's why in this case it didn't gain the +2 counters. And Mimic Gel to mimic a Titan Guardian, okay. Let's go Saurian. Gonna play a Legatus Raptor, Quester Jarda, and another Quester Jarda. Let's do, just for shits and giggles, an Imperial Scutum on there. Let's go ward friendly creatures. So I'm gonna ward both of these guys. I'm going to Golden Spiral to have gonna have them fight Bibliophile. Exalt. I'm gonna have then. Oh boy. So I'm at 4 power. Gron 9 Toes fight McGel. Check at 7. And I will be right back in just a second. Okay. Oh. I just shocked my mouse and my mouse is dead. Give me a second. Okay, we're all good now. Forge yellow key. I'm gonna go logos. Let's get this nonsense going. Pop you over here. Pop you over there. Pop you over there. Let's fight there. Yeah, take your cards. Fight there. And fight there. End turn. Had to just get all that shit off the board. Because ultimately now I can have a pretty good logos turn and reap. Reap the board out. Do. Good old volcano. Okay, so give me a whole bunch of card draw there. Still nothing to steal, so I'm just gonna build my board. So let's go Bravnar to play all kinds of stupid shit. So I'm gonna play Mog Hunter. Let's go Ganger Chieftain to have Mog Hunter fight Shorty and then kill Old Boomy. Let's Ire Staff my Automata. Old Boomy go boom. He's like, I just want to reap with Boomy. Let's go Rock Hurling Giant, Little Rapskull, Alaka. Alaka will reap. Calfine. And I'm going to discard Volcano and not trigger Rock Hurling Giant. This is a boxing match going on here. 27 creatures versus 27 creatures. I see Mortivis is lurking in the chat here. Mortivis has yet to challenge me to a match since I started doing Champions Challenge, so I think it's his turn to challenge me. Just saying. Candle unit. Why'd you put a candle unit out when I've got a little rapskull? That don't make no sense. Let's just go Brobnar. First and foremost, let's play Flamewake Shaman. Hit candle unit. Then let's have little Rapskull fight there. Who do I want to kill? I want to take out Ganger Chieftain. And now let's do some Reaps. Checkmate at 6 of 6. Does he have any Amber Control and Logos? He's got 2 Cutthroat Research, so being at 8 is fine. Or sorry, being at 6 is fine. So that's gonna be GG. It's got no Amber Control. Woof. Oh, just low-key flex here. 3-0 for the night. Someone's got to dethrone me. I mean, 27 creatures against 27 creatures is going to be a fight of who can have a board and then who can reap. I had to abuse the crap out of that self-bolstering, though. That is the one thing that really gives this deck an advantage over other creature-heavy decks. Obviously, unless the other creature-heavy deck is Saurian. But Spartosaur is pretty stupid because it gives me an advantage and allows me to rebuild while you're attempting, or it gives me a board to keep while you're attempting to rebuild, and then I generally am able to keep that board presence over other creature-heavy decks. Alright, I got time for, if we queue now, 2 more matches. So, scroller, hashtag, exclamation fight. And then I'll put you in the queue and give you a spot in my battles. I'm getting some dropped frame rates here, so I'm seeing what's happening. Might just be a high internet traffic time. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any restrictions to people multiple challenging me. I do need to give some more testing for my 66. I really have been enjoying the Zhao deck that I played against Mark earlier in the stream. I don't know if you were on stream, but you want to do 66 SAS? Okay. Private. What I really don't like is I can't for my stream service or my stream app program, whatever kids call them these days, I can't whisper people. So I'm gonna actually hop in here. There, I sent the game link to your Twitch on a whisper. It's instead of spamming chat. Oh, Mark, you didn't like playing against that deck? What was wrong with playing against that deck? It's got some weaknesses, it really does, but it needs to see a deck that is able to bounce a lot. So a deck that's able to maintain board presence without killing generally can do a pretty decent job against it. But anything that relies on killing, it does a pretty good job of being able to stave that off. Full-blown board clears mess it up pretty bad too. Well, I will see your Sanctum with a Dis. I should probably actually switch to the game screen. There you go. So I am playing again Zhao, the Amber Sentinel of Trashglade, and he is playing Kareem J. Senless the Fourth. And so I'm gonna go. Let's go Saurian. Just drop this Monument to Octavia. Just play this Beware the Ides. Capture there, kill that, and then Senator Quintina. Yeah, this deck, I think this deck has about right down the middle for creature count. I had some really weird hands, and I had like Sanctum 4 cards that were either upgrades or actions, and then I had a couple actions and Dis, so I wasn't drawing creatures. It wasn't intentional that I wasn't playing them, but it ended up working out. So I'm gonna go Sanctum, and let's play Champion Anafiel there. Let's play Smite, capture 1 there. I'm gonna have Anafiel fight, and I'm gonna smite Quintina to fight. Not the best of plays, but you work with what you got, right? Life Web. Good old Hunting Witch. Witch of the Eye. Cooperative Hunting. Just do 3 damage total, which can kill either one of these. Can't kill both, but there we go. So I'm gonna go Dis. Let's go Lyco Fiend. Let's go Waking Nightmare. Wail of the Damned. Let's hit that Hunting Witch. Wail of the Damned. Let's hit that Witch of the Eye. Let's Reap and kill there. Steal 1. I'm comfortable with this Saurian. Psychic Bug. So you got to see that I'm basically going to be playing Saurian. Phase Shift or take hostages. Okay, I'm going to go Saurian. Let's drop a Ludo over here. Sagittarius Gaze to Exalt there. Monument to Ludo. Let's go Grimlocus Ducks. capture there, I guess, and there. And then Monument to Octavia to capture here. And I don't think, do they have... They do have Lost in the Woods, so I need to be careful of Lost in the Woods. And if they call Untamed, that is... luckily, if they call Untamed, that's probably what they were going to do. Psychic Bug again, they just EP'd. I can't play any actions. So I'm going to stay in Saurian. I'm going to drop my Curiosaurus. Monument to Ludo, start peeling this amber off. Let's get rid of... I guess ultimately it doesn't matter because if they bounce, it's whatever. So let's reap. And I'm going to have Grimlockus fight there. And capture one there. So whenever he calls Untamed, I'm going to be worried that he's going to be playing Lost in the Woods. So probably getting a Lost in the Woods here. Yep. So going to hit Grimlockus and Cinder. Yep. There it be. And key charges. Yep. So... Sanctum. Let's drop the Book of Malefaction. I don't want to play this Fangs, actually. I'm just going to discard it, unfortunately. And then let's play there. This might just readies because he fails to fight, and then I'll reap. So check at 7. So he does have tempo. I want to be careful of the second Lost in the Woods. Glorious Few grabs 3. So he's got some good stuff to combat what my deck's doing. Got my Ludo. Because you're a bastard. Let's go blue key. Is that check at 7? Here's the trick. I don't want to keep him with a board, but nothing I do is going to take him off check. I do need to go top 2 cards in my deck. Yeah, I've got some Saurian creatures in there. I'm gonna go Sanctum. So first I'm gonna reap. I'm gonna drop a shoulder armor there. Use the dinosaur. Didn't pull any. So now I'm gonna smite. Salvador is going to fight here. That's about all I can do. I was hoping, the reason I triggered the dinosaur is because I was hoping I could grab the Grimlockus. Because he did get shuffled back into my deck from Lost in the Woods. So that would give me 2 capture. And then I could use the Monument to Octavia to capture 1 more. So I'd be able to capture 3 and keep him off a key. Didn't happen, but that was my intention. Terms of redress. Off of a wormhole. That's a good wormhole. I think I do go Saurian here. So let's play Grimlockus Ducks, capture one there, and make that 2. Saurian Egg, nothing. Then I'm gonna drop Cornicen. Let's go Monument to Ludo to peel off here. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Pop one there. Trying to make them kind of immune to the what's the word? Lost in the Woods. The ward helps, but it doesn't make him invincible. Psychic Bug reveals my hand again. So I'll be probably going Dis. So I can Pain Reaction the Psychic Bug. The deck that Orion's playing here is a very good deck, especially for its rank. So I know that. Oh, he's just killed his brain here. I know that I'm an uphill battle here. Yeah, let's go Dis. Drop the Dominator Bauble. Do the Pain Reaction. Rabble. Capture one on. Just put it on Brabble. And then Bonesaw. The problem with this deck is if I have Grimlockus out, most of the time I'm not going to have an opponent that has a stronger creature than 11. So this Fangs of Gizelheart actually hits me really hard. What would be amazing is if my Saurian list had an Exile, because then I could set up an Exile, have this guy absolutely stacked with Amber, and then just purge him. But there's a reason why this deck is a 66, because if it had an Exile with this Fangs of Gizelheart, it would probably be easily in the low to mid 70s for SAS rating. But there's the there's the swing for the fences play. So he's gonna shuffle. Yep, that's GG. Fucking woof. Okay. I mean, and my creature's still the strongest at 6. If I put something on the flank, it would make it a 4, and then I'd purge a mother. So I can't capture 7. So I'm just gonna play some fun stuff. Let's go Dis. Let's play Cinder. Let's have Bonesaw. I mean, I can't prevent this win, so I'm just gonna play. Let's go ahead and Dominator Bauble. Do that. Let's Reap. Gleeful Mayhem. Let's hit Bonesaw. Let's hit Mother. Let's hit Sequus. Sure, let's hit the Egg. Let's hit Hunting Witch. Boom. Game over. Alright, so I get my ass kicked to a rush against a rush deck. Duly noted, so that will probably take Zhao out of the running. It needs to be able to hold up against rush because we will see a lot of rush at this rank. Let's pop in here. Yeah, so that match just proved that Zhao can't really hold up against much rush. Especially rush that has bounce effects, and a lot of untamed rush does have bounce effects because they'll have yeah, it's any type of rush like what Kareem just did against Zhao. I think Zhao was just gonna get pummeled because it has capture, and so you're not really doing any fighting, and your ability to manage the board is through a lot of bouncing and just removal, so shuffling and all that stuff, which this deck is weak to. So your ability to keep bouncing and taking all that amber that I was capturing, I was paying for, I think I paid for 1.5 of your keys just with the amber that was captured that you were able to grab back. Yeah, and there's not much I can do against Grimlockus because he, I guess, if I was able to keep a better Saurian presence on the board, I think I'd be able to get the amber off him quickly enough. But with you not really doing any fighting, the Curiosaurus was pretty useless. It didn't do anything because I didn't fight. I didn't have any opportunities to fight really, and when I did, I wasn't gaining any amber on those turns that I had to do some board control. So I was, just by having to board control, I was losing tempo. So Zhao was fun. Oop, went too deep into the deck. Zhao's fun. I think it's out of the running though. I think Zhao really wants to see a deck that steals, because I've got Book of Malefaction. But now we've got a lot of the Shadows lists are bringing Borrow, so it's tricky because then my opponent's just going to steal a bunch, put a bunch of warrant counters on it, and then if they have Borrow or Snecklifter, they just grab it with the warrant counter charges on it. So they're fueling their own purges, so I have to purge every time there's a warrant counter on it. So it's a tricky matchup. Yeah, anything that can steal an artifact and steal amber, they're just going to add charges to it and then grab the artifact and just be like, guess what? I just stole 5 amber, and now in 5 turns I can purge 5 of your creatures. I'm gonna queue in a random game here and waiting for someone else to challenge me. I think, would you say though that Hulker is Hulker stronger than Kareem? Yeah, I mean, there's no reason that you shouldn't play Hulker if you think Hulker is a stronger and more reliable deck, even though it's a lower SAS. Because Hulker's got Borrow, right? Oh, and 2 Nexus, yeah. I think Hulker definitely has the artifact control excuse me, on lockdown. And 2 Nexus is rough, because handling 1's okay. You can usually fight it, or you can do damage out of hand to get rid of it, but having to deal with 2 Nexus is really rough. And then Hulker's got Doom Sigil, right, with your double Francis the Economist. Help from Future Self, Time Traveler, Library, Fogify, Bot Booked-in, Bat Drone, Sloppy Lab Work to discard, archive Witch and discard Smash. Yeah, and kind of like what happened earlier. SAS is just, it's a number based on a group of people's perception of what cards are strong. So being able to play a 64 in a 66 bracket and be comfortable with it, that's just your comfort with the deck. So I think that speaks more than whether or not you're playing a 66. I'm gonna go Logos. No archives, let's draw a card. Bat Drone is going to fight just to steal, steal an Ember. Doc Booked-in is going to reap to take a card. I'm going to reap. We're going to hit Snudge and Old Bruno. And then let's do another Twin Bolt to hit Snudge and Old Bruno. That leaves Hystricog able to hit Bat Drone. You could hit blue type. Have people bitch and whine, that's a net deck. You don't own that. Well, and now we're getting to the point of SAS kind of becoming arbitrary, like Mark said, because we're getting into the rank of competitive SAS. What am I going to do here? Blue key. I think I need to kill the board, to be honest. So it'll keep me a Bat Drone. Yeah, let's go Brobnar. Let's go Gauntlet, and then just drop the Coward's End. So the Coward's End kept my Bat Drone out, but then the Dark Minion did an extra damage to kill it. Brabble's doing damage to himself. I'm gonna go Untamed. Take my archives. So let's start with Ink of the Spider. I'm going to stun Cinder. Let's go Snufflegator. Then Flaxia. And then a Witch. And then a Murmook. And then a Flaxia. 9 of 6. This is a competitive queue, Orion. I'm playing Late Smith of Belberg. My Amber Rush that desperately wants a Key Charge, or a Chota, and has neither. So I'm gonna go Untamed and try and push for a win here. So I'm gonna go Hunting Witch, Murmook, Reap. Yeah, the Untamed in this list is really mean. It wants... So here, I'll pull the card list up here. Actually, how do they spell bellbird? Okay. So it's only a 4-star. It's a 74. It's really, really fucking fast. The problem is, well, so it gets all, if not most of its amber from play abilities. It doesn't have a ton of amber pips. So it's got, why is it 76 now? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the power 74. I wasn't looking at the SAS. The power is 74, SAS is 76. So if it had a Chota or a key charge or like honestly just swapping either of those in for the Life Web or Inca or the Snufflegator, this is easily in the 80s. So it's got such a crazy untamed list that, and actually the Brobnar 2 with Smith and a lot of Brobnar creatures. So it's got a lot of Amber Burst potential, but it just desperately wants a key charge or something. So I want to try and find a list that is similar to this, like very close to this. Time Traveler, Untamed that just gains Amber out the wazoo, that has a key cheat, because this deck with a key cheat could finish a game in 5 rounds. Easily. Yeah, power is pretty meaningless. There's way too many ways to keep creatures off of a board with board clears, damage, bounces, all that kind of stuff. So it makes it pretty rough to have high power decks, because then you're just sitting there just like, well, I want my creatures to stay on the board, but you're gonna get 2 to 3 turns out of most creatures and then they're gone somehow. So it does put an onus on very much making sure you use your board while it's available. On your slots on your slots with that prompt there, Orion, I saw the 2 OPs that matched, and I was like, did he get? Oh no, he didn't get it. See, I can't do it because I don't have any irradiated amber. It doesn't even let me do it. I've got time for one more match if someone wants to exclamation fight. Scroller's yelling at you. Time for one more match before the stream ends. Well, because Gambling Den's reveal, right? So if you hit one card, honestly, even if you miss, so if you miss, you see what the card is, and then with the other 3, you get a key. So it's just like, always gamble, and then you get 3 keys in 3 turns. So I'm trying to think of the optimum, or the fastest that game could end. Would be player 1 plays 1 Gambling Den, player 2 plays their 2, player 1 plays their 2nd, so the 4th total on turn 3. And then from there on out, 3 turns. So you could get all 3 keys in 4 or 5 turns. 4, actually, honestly, 3 turns if you have other amber production, but from the Gambling Dens alone, 5 turns minimum. And that's if you hit every Gambling Den for the first couple. But that's stupid. 4 Gambling Dens. That's not even a fun game. That's just, okay, cool. Yep, I'm just gonna call a random house, see what the first card is, hope I hit it. But if I miss, the other 3 will guaranteed call the right house unless I'm derping. And we're gonna get a key every turn. You missed a really good match earlier between Jupiter and myself. He was playing a newer deck and said, just play whatever I want, but know that his deck was mean, and it really, really good back and forth, and I got him by a single action or single turn. He got in the checkmate when I forged my 3rd. And I was playing Crow of Barracks Camp Monument. It was a double Edai deck versus a quadruple Edai deck. Yeah, it was interesting. I had to try and time killing his Edais at the right time. So I waited till he shuffled because he had no recursion. But he dropped his Edais toward the end of his deck list, or his deck stack. So I had to wait a turn or two and give him a turn or two with Edais out before I fought them. That way he couldn't pull them back out of the discard. I'm really trying to decide on my 66. Let's try this one. Alright, didn't have a challenger, so I'm going to end the stream on just a random queue here. Just hopped into a casual game. We'll see if this is actually a casual game. I know the pawn has some pretty gross decks. This is an okay shadows for like turn 3 or 4. I don't like it for start, so I'm going to mulligan. I'm going to let's go ahead and just play Logos and get this daughter out for an extra card. After you thoroughly proved to me that Zhao cannot handle a rush deck or a rush style deck, I've got I don't want to link all the decks in chat because I just don't want to spam chat, but I've got this snake that celebrates corruption. I've got, so that's my generally purges about 8 cards. Let's see. Interesting. I'm gonna go shadows here. Drop in Doom Sigil. Oh, my color codes. So if I'm thinking about it right, I'll just pull up the spreadsheet too. Gotta love Google Sheets. Oh, the orange is just, it's a mass mutation deck, so I needed to find it in my collection so I could properly upload the enhancements. The green is, the highlighted green decks are the ones that I'm thinking about playing for the round. So the one that I'm had the most success with and is the most consistent and that I'm the most familiar with is the Snake That Celebrates Corruption. That's the Purge deck. It's got a nasty Star Alliance with the transporter platform bullshit, with 2 Garcias and Encounter Suit. What else does this have? Oh, Obsidian Forge, so I can use the Obsidian Forge to trigger my Inspectors, or as a key cheat. And then it's got a Harbinger of Doom for board clear. So it's got some tricks. It's not a straightforward deck to pilot by any means, so it's a little finicky, but I feel like I've got a pretty good idea of how to play it. It's mean. It has some weaknesses, and that's kind of why I'm on the fence about it and looking at other decks. But I really enjoy it, so I think I just need to not second guess myself about it. Pop that there, and I'm gonna discard. So he that categorizes, just brain short circuited. He that categorizes research is the one I am playing right now, seeing how it does. It's got some pretty nasty stuff it can do, but it's not amazing, unfortunately. So I'm gonna go Shadows here. I'm going to use the action to steal 2. Safe house, ping that ward off, and call that good. Yeah, he that categorizes research has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures. And it's not bad. I mean, the creatures in Shadows, more of them have... It has a Doom Sigil. It also has a safe house, so I can drop a bony thing or a subtle auto and bounce it. I think I'm gonna go Saurian here. Drop a library. Let's play Humble. Get that Amber off there. Draw a card. Do not want to play Forum of Giants because they're going to get it with Senator Strix, but I don't want to discard it because I do have some pretty big creatures here. So I'm going to play Humble, and then I'm going to have Consul Primus capture 1. And I'm going to exhaust Strix. I'm going to hold Forum of Giants. I'm at check 6 of 6. And that's my thought too, Mark. I think I really like the Snake That Celebrates Corruption. I think it's sitting at roughly a 60% win rate right now in TCO, but in the spreadsheet I've been tracking games against decks in similar SAS brackets, and it's 4-1 against decks of similar brackets. So I think it holds well against like-scored decks. The trouble is I don't have a ton of reps against other 66s or in that area. I think just 5 games with it, so it's rough making that decision on 5 games, where all the other decks that I've been able to test, I've had at least 10 games. And the games that I have played, or sorry, the decks I have played, I had at least 10 reps. So I had a pretty good field of choice. Forge the blue key. They still have the strongest creature here, but if I drop Praefectus, I will. So let's go Saurian. Drop the Forum of Giants. Drop Praefectus. Monument to Primus. I'm going to take Library to move that Amber into my pool, and then Reap. And that's, honestly, that's why I try and get my Kote 8 matches in earlier in the week, because I want to try and get myself a full week of testing, or if my opponent isn't able to play earlier in the week, I can get myself about a week and a half of testing. And by then I usually end up having the 10 or so reps, and I can make a pretty good decision. Hulker with 82%. Is that just in TCO? So is that, or is that its win rate against others in the similar bracket? Because right now I'm playing the pawn, who is playing an 83 SAS. So this isn't going to be a good game to determine if he that categorizes research does well. I am going to play I'm going to go Logos. So let's drop this Vision Bloom. Actually, I'm going to drop my Odd Claude first. And I'm going to Fission Bloom on Odd Claude, just so Perfectus can potentially get rid of that. I do think Hulker is a pretty awesome deck. I'd be curious to see what Hulker does against the snake that celebrates corruption, because I do think that is my strongest deck in the bracket, though not necessarily the most blatantly consistent. But I know you've played Hulker quite a bit, so I think you knowing the deck really well, plus it being a strong deck, is going to be kind of your quote-unquote saving grace. I think that's all the more reason to make a testament that you can play that in a bracket where it's not necessarily the bracket, but it can survive a tier above it. And here I do really actually want my opponent to forge, because I've got two Bona things in my hand. Prefactus is going to gain me 1. What do I do here? Because playing the Bona things now is gonna screw me. So I guess we go Saurian. Reap. Just use all this shit, because I mean I've got all this amber manipulation and there's no amber to manipulate, so Mark, I think you just need to do voice to text and then just blame your phone for fucking it all up. And I mean, look, Kote 8 doesn't have like prize support in monetary value or anything, so honestly, just play Hulker. If you have fun with Hulker, give it some reps against mine and Mark 66s, and see if it has any holes in a slightly higher rank, but I don't think it will. I mean, it's 82% against other decks, so I'm gonna go Shadows, because we're gonna play Subtle Auto, Bone a Thing, Bone a Thing, Bone Rot Venom. To what have they been calling? They've been calling Shadows. Need to get these Breaker Hills off here. Look over there. Let's get that off. Check at 7. Yeah, Sunday by midnight. Technically, it's Monday by 5 a.m., but I'm not going to be up that early on a Monday, so I submit them before I go to bed on Sunday nights. I do think in 66 we're going to start seeing some faster decks, so a key cheat might be good. That's part of why I like the Snake that celebrates corruption, is because of the Obsidian Forge. And it can build a pretty wide board, so I can get that Obsidian Forge off pretty easily turn 2 or not turn 2, key 2 or key 3. And they're doing some dis bullshit. Yeah, there goes an Infernus. Just doing a little trolling over there. No big deal. Let's see. It's true. I think a lot of lower... Yeah, we're talking about this deck, but we can't... we haven't linked it at all. Let's see. Perfectus. I don't have any... it's exclamation D and space and then the deck name. There you go. What? Hold on. I got it. Got it for you. Yeah, I think decks that have a quote, a quoted, wow. You can tell it's the end of stream, my brain stops working. Quoted names, I think you just leave the quotes out and it'll still find it. But I don't think there's anything I can do here to keep my opponent off check. So I'm just gonna play Logos. Let's go Positron Bolt, get rid of that E on the fringes. Play Bot Bookton. Let's capture on Bonething, Munchling, Daughter, GG. So I guess that kind of just solidified. I mean, I joined 2 casual queues today, and the Pawn played both of them against me. And both times they brought a 78 or higher deck. I think they brought a 78 and then an 83. So I'm just going to queue dodge that player from now on in casual queues because they're just try hard. However, even against an 83, I didn't quite forge a second key, but I had enough amber to forge 2 keys. Yeah, I mean... it's gonna be a chicken or an egg conversation, right? So my thought on competitive queues, and I've voiced it a lot, is if you know a deck well, it doesn't matter the SAS. If you know a deck well and you know it's mean and can win games and has a winning record, just queue competitive. It doesn't matter if it's a 50 SAS or a 90 SAS, queue competitive. Casual is for testing decks. I've played some high SAS decks in casual queue while I'm learning them. But once you learn them, hop in competitive. You're not doing anyone a service. You're fluffing your win-loss rate. because the majority of people in casual are playing lower SAS, lower strength decks. They're just playing decks they enjoy to play that are fun. And when you come in with a banger of a deck, you're just being a dick. Not much to say other than that. If you're coming in with a very powerful deck into casual, not even thinking about it, you're just like, yeah, I'm going to kick your ass. Have fun. I'm going to have fun. You're just stroking your ego. No one gains anything from it except for the person who's trying to stroke their ego. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, not everyone's going to. I mean, we're looking at humans, right? My mom always says, no good plan survives human hands. So it's like, no matter what you do, policies, regulations, hands, whatever, humans are going to have a way to manipulate it to their favor. It's just what we do. I'll avoid the tangent on human behavior because of my psychology and sociology background. But if you've got a strong deck that has a winning record and it beats most people, pop it in a competitive queue. If you're playing something for fun and it has about a 50-50, I'd say some of my decks that have about a 60% win rate, I still play in casual, but anything above that I pop in competitive. Doesn't matter my SAS. It would be interesting, right? So official client, right? We're hopping into FFG, which they've released Arkham Horror. What is it? Arkham Horror, I forget the full title, but there's a video game for the Arkham Horror IP that Fantasy Flight has officially released. It's not something that's being branded by another company. It's FFG is advertising this game. So they are working on digital content, which makes me hopeful that they're also working on digital content for Keyforge. My assumption would be if it's an official client, SAS ratings are not official content. They're a community created statistical analysis. What you end up doing is you're going to be playing decks that are just strong, casual, or fun. So as you end up doing that, you're in an official client. I don't think they're going to enforce anything by SAS. I don't think they're going to enforce anything. I think it's just going to be like TCO. I don't think casual games are going to be regulated at all. And I don't think there's a good way to police it. If you try and police SAS rankings in an official client, you're gonna screw more people than help them, and it's gonna make people mad. So I think an official client needs to just have kind of this community air of, if you're in casual, stop playing amazing decks. But if you're in casual, there also shouldn't be like a win-loss rate, or you shouldn't be able to win or buff your stats or anything like that. Anything that increases your aptitude as a player or increases your account statistics should be tied to competitive queues. Anything in casual should not have any ability to increase your statistics as a player. I guess that was the very, 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 very roundabout way to say, in an official client, anything that increases your aptitude or your prowess as a player should be tied specifically to competitive queues. Fighting Balloon. I'll tell my story again about how I got into Keyforge. I'll abbreviate it because it's a pretty long story, but I've played a lot of competitive games in the last 10 or so years. I didn't like competitive play for a little while leading up to my joining of Keyforge, because a lot of the games I played before Keyforge were flawed. They were built around a very specific archetype of deck, which was just oppress your opponent as much as possible and just win. In Keyforge, there's no mill condition, so there's no discard win condition. So that oppressiveness of it is not innate. I won't even address Infernus and Purge piles and Purge heavy decks, because that's a whole different topic I could talk about for an entire stream. But in essence, Keyforge as a whole, because each deck has 3 houses. Okay, I'm gonna get to that point. House Dis. Because each Archon has 3 houses, if you're able to call House Dis for an entire game and oppress your opponent for the entire game, either your opponent is doing something wrong or your deck is doing something unbearably correctly. Because of the 3 houses, if you even call House Dis all game, chances you having all 12 of those cards out in House Dis at the same time without ever calling another house are near impossible. It's still possible. I mean, statistics, it has to be plausible, but you're not going to sit there with 12 discards on the board and just reap and fight and whatever you need to abuse your opponent. So I think the nature of having 3 houses in your deck, 12 cards per house, helps that you can't have a game where all you do is obliterate your opponent and nothing else. There's just going to be some rough turns where you just got shit in your hand and have to polish a turd. When I got into Keyforge, I almost quit by the time AOA released, because I had lost 49 games and won 1 in my first 50. But I got enough of a feel for the game that I sat and just picked one deck. I didn't even care if it was good or bad. I picked one deck and just kept playing it and playing it and playing it and playing it. And when I started doing that, I learned so much about the mechanics. And I learned so much about the mechanics that I then applied that to newer decks I got, or old decks I had, and I revisited them. So there's prudence to say, pick a deck. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is, and just play it. I gave one deck at my 1 in 49 record. I picked one deck and played 25 games with it. Didn't matter what I played. I learned it ad nauseum, and from that point forward, I started winning matches with the decks I was losing with. With mechanics. Steel is my favorite mechanic in the game, but as it's been waning, like as more sets come out, steel is becoming less of a crux and becoming more of a supplemental mechanic. And it's funny because as Orion came into local play in the store that I went to, I obliterated him quite a few times, and now I'd say Orion and I are pretty split down the middle of win-loss rate against each other. I never said there wasn't any irony in what I said. But what comes with steel is it doesn't prevent my opponent from gaining or stealing that amber back. It's in the moment I am taking your amber and using it. And yeah, I mean, original print of bait and switch and too much to protect and all kinds of bullshit. So those have been toned down, and I think the designers realized that it was excessive. I do agree that Call of the Archons at release, steel was excessive, and I like where steel is now, where it's a cornerstone of a house of shadows, but it's not a mechanic that dominates the meta. Right now, honestly, the meta dominating mechanic is Purge with Infernus. Well, I mean, Mark, you live so far away. We only really played occasionally, but I think we're like 60-40. We're a little swayed in my favor, but I also have in my collection, I have a lot stronger decks. Excuse me. And as weird as it is, I have a lot of decks that counter your decks. But plus, we're talking about also, yeah, it's all love. We're also talking about the element. I operate and play better under minor stress or moderate stress, where you, with that stress, actually, it impedes your play, while for me, that same amount of stress improves my play. So it's a mechanic of the stress reaction. I could talk about this shit for hours on end, and I don't want to keep talking about it for hours on end because I'm at stream end. And I don't, I still gotta make dinner. Woo. With all of that, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. I think we're peaking at 12 viewers right now, which is fucking sweet. So I have hit, if you look at top, I'm above my 100 followers. So tomorrow at the end of the stream, I'm going to be doing my drawing for the 4 decks. Turn my hand so it fits. 4 decks, 1 from each current set. Raffle it off to one of my followers or subscribers. So if you're either, you're included in the drawing. And I just want to make sure you do not need to be present during the stream to know you've won, but I wanted to do it on a live stream just so people know there's no funny business. But I appreciate everyone that's tuned in, everyone that's hit the follow, everyone that's hit the subscribe button. I will be back tomorrow at noon Mountain Time for another stream. And I thank everyone for streaming. And when it comes to Keyforge, remember, when in doubt, reap it out. See everyone tomorrow.